At first, I got very nervous and I was worried. I became really worried about not knowing enough, understanding enough about those affected people and their situation and their feelings.
Around the world, a wide range of distressing events happens every day. Wars, natural disasters, accidents, and interpersonal violence. When these things happen in your community, it's natural to want to reach out and help those who are affected. As a person in a position to help others who have gone through a distressing event, you may feel anxious or be at a loss about how to act or what to say to others. Learning psychological first aid, or PFA for short, can enable you to help others and care for yourself. The PFA Field Guide, produced by the World Health Organization and its partners, provides humane, supportive, and practical help to fellow human beings suffering from crisis events. It offers a framework for supporting people in ways that respect their dignity, culture, and abilities, and provides both social and psychological support.
PFA is not professional counseling, and it is not something that only professionals can do. This means anyone, including government officials, development stakeholders, community workers, and perhaps yourself, can provide PFA.
The first principle is to look. This includes checking for safety, for people who have obvious, urgent, basic needs. The second principle is to listen. Approach people who may need support and be sure to ask about their needs and concerns, what is really important to them. The third principle is to link. Link people to access the services and supports that help them to address their basic needs. Lastly, and most importantly, when providing PFA, it is essential to take care of yourself and your colleagues. Only by caring for yourself first can you be helpful to others. With these principles and approaches in mind, you can be an effective PFA provider.
So what should a helper do? A helper should respect people's rights to make their own decisions. A helper should be aware and set aside their own biases and prejudice. A helper should make it clear that even if people do not want support right now, that they feel comfortable to ask for help later. A helper should know to respect the privacy of affected people and keep the person's story confidential. A helper should always behave appropriate, considering the person's culture, their age, their gender. But even more important, what should a helper avoid? Obviously, a helper should not exploit the relationship of being a helper. For example, shouldn't ask for money or for any favors. It's so easy for helpers to make false promises or to give information that's not correct just to be helpful. Helpers should be careful not to exaggerate their skills and not to push their help on people. They shouldn't pressure people to tell the details of what happened to them. Helpers may have their own history of traumatic events, but shouldn't share their history with the people they're trying to help. And they shouldn't judge the person for the actions that some people may take during crisis.
PFA is a good solution for promoting humanitarian and practical support after disasters. During the past 1 decade, Japan has struggled to promote humanitarian support after disaster based upon our experience of a number of disasters. But still, after 3/11 disaster, we came to find that there were much to learn, and there was so much turmoil in promoting mental health care in that disaster. So in the future, we are convinced that PFA will be a good platform on which we can join forces together and share our expertise.
I still believe that if I had PFA guidance in advance before I went to Fukushima, I would have been more comfortable about working for affected people and give them better services. I'm sure about that.
The integration of mental health and psychosocial support into crisis response is crucial. In many cases, people can and do recover from crises without specialist help. However, introducing responders to PFA can prevent harmful interventions, ensure that those who need help get it, and lead to resilient communities. Please visit the PFA resource page for more information.